Coach, now the team scored multiple goals in 8 straight games. Is that something you guys look as a positive here? Or?
It's funny you said that. Yeah, I looked at that just today. You know, we have a board up, and you know those first 10 games or whatever are pretty ugly. And yeah, it is positive. I mean, we're not quite yet offensively where we need to be. I've said, you know, since November that we need to work to be in a 3-goal-a-game team. If we can get the 3 a game, and if I can get the message to our other guys about how we need to play defensively and get that back in order, which I think is close. And I think we're going to win a lot of hockey games in the second half of the season, but we have to be committed to winning 2-1, 3-2 games.
What has been the most difficult part of the season for you as coaching staff so far? You
know, I think a lot of things have been. It's been a challenge, and I take responsibility for it. It's my team, it's my program, and I think I've struggled at times connecting properly to this group, you know, and getting this group to understand the fight, the competitiveness, the spirit, the passion that you need to play with in order to have a chance to win. And I think there was a chunk of, not October, but I think there was a chunk of mid-November to early December where, you know, we just didn't do a good enough job of getting these guys to continue to believe in the process. And I take responsibility for that. I think right now we're kind of back on track. We're not there yet. But our goal is to be one heck of a tough team to play against in late February, March. And that's the goal, and that way we have to stay with it.
What parts of the team's games have you seen as an improvement, like maybe some small things?
You know, I think offensively, as we talked about, certainly has been an improvement. I think our power play is improving as those guys have had time together. Obviously, we had a lot of injuries to our power play guys in the first 10, 15 games of the season. You know, our power play percentage is still not great, but it's up to 14%. When you compare that to 7 or 8, like where it was most of the first half, we've made dramatic improvements in that area. You know, I think we're doing things better offensively, where we're creating enough offense to win. We're not always finishing that offense. You know, that we created a lot against Lowell, we didn't finish. We created a ton against Army, we didn't finish. We did a pretty good job finishing against Dartmouth, but we still missed, you know, 7 or 8 good chances. And then the Harvard game, we didn't create quite enough, and we missed the net a lot in that game as well. So we've made a lot of improvements, but I think the biggest thing is we have to be defense focused. You know, that's this team, and we need to get back to being a smothering, hard, tenacious, tough, physical team, because that's how you win in March, and that's how this team's going to win, because we're not going to be a team that scores more than 3 on most nights.
And finally, briefly, this is a AIC team you haven't seen in a little while. What do you know about them coming in?
You know, they're a team that poses some challenges because they're a very aggressive team. They're not going to come back and sit around and play passive. They're going to come at you. They're going to send 4 guys into the rush. Their defensemen activate offensively all the time on rush and in the offensive zone. So you need to have good mental intensity and good awareness away from the puck because they take some chances. And you know, I think for us, we want to be focused on being a physical, hard, tough hockey team. We took good steps forward these last 3 games. Not always in wins, but I've said the process is getting better. That'll relate to wins.